Hi, my name is Bob Taylor, and I'm your host for this segment of Our Ventura TV. I'm here today with my guest, Rita Tyler from Shadows Fund. Good afternoon, Rita.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for being my guest. Please explain what Shadows Fund is.
Shadows Fund is a dog rescue, and we primarily focus on dogs that are typically overlooked in the shelter system through adopters. So we look into dogs that are seniors. We are looked into dogs that are sick or ill, treatable illnesses, treatable injuries, and pit bull type dogs, black dogs, all the dogs that people, for whatever reason, are not comfortable adopting in the shelter system.
So it almost sounds as if you're looking for the outcasts.
Basically, yes.
Oh, that is so special.
Yeah.
Now, without people like you, what happens to those outcast dogs?
Well, luckily in Ventura County, we have developed a no-kill status. And some of the dogs do wait a long time, but primarily it is rescue groups like us, like Shadows Fund, that do come in and take the dogs in. We live by the 3 R's, which is rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome. And then it helps to lessen the burden on the shelter systems.
Okay, so where did Shadows Fund come from? How did you?
Well, Shadow is a dog.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
He was a 14-year-old dog. Jill and Cody Rackley are the founders of Shadows Fund, and they adopted him from Ventura County Animal Services. And Shadow was, sadly, he was tied up to the post in the parking lot. The staff came in that morning and found him there. He's a black dog.
So somebody just dropped him off and tied him up on a post.
They did. And there was a sign there on him that said, I'm too old. So Jill and Cody was contacted by another rescue group that does not take mixed breeds. And they took the dog, adopted him. He lived another 18 months happily. And Shadows Fund was founded in his honor and in his loving memory.
Oh, no. So as long as the dog, his quality of life is still there,
Yes.
then you will do something with him.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Okay, so are you strictly adoption or?
We are, well, let me give you a little history. So in 2009 is when Shadow did pass away. He was, I believe, just under 16. And so Jill and Cody knew that there were lots of shadows out there.
Yeah.
And so they founded Shadows Fund. And it started off where we were primarily bringing in the senior dogs. And then it just grew from there. They developed they own 106 acres up in northern Santa Barbara County. And that is now a sanctuary for the dogs that are not adoptable. Yeah. And we do have some that are not adoptable. But I'll give you a perfect example. We just rescued a girl by the name of Yahtzee. And she is about 10 years old. And, you know, she's adoptable at 10, sweet as can be. So we take all of our dogs to the vet, and we did some blood panels because of her age and so forth. And it was determined that she does have the beginning stages of kidney disease. So for her sake and the cost, involved, we decided to look for a forever foster, or a hospice foster is what they're called as well. And someone stepped up, and she's living here in Camarillo, and she's doing fabulous, actually. So she is the typical Shadows Fund dog.
Well, yeah, I tell you, it's got to be hard for a family to adopt a dog they know is going to pass away.
That's correct. That's correct.
So
and they are out there, but they're few and far between.
That's got to be really special. Now, is there a possibility when Yahtzee passes away, that this particular family would take a second dog, hospice dog? I mean, do your volunteers work like that?
Hopefully, yes, they do, because, it is a labor of love. However, people realize, like myself, when I finally became aware of the plight that these homeless dogs endure, I'll never turn away. I will always do what I can. And I know someday I may not be able to do as much as I do now, but I will do something.
Right.
I will do something.
Okay, you mentioned something earlier, something that's really great about Ventura County. We are a no-kill zone. So there's got to be an awful lot of different rescue groups, and I know Paul Works has a lot to think about that too. But there's got to be a lot of rescue groups like yourself that specialize. I mean, you specialize in sick and old dogs. There's got to be other groups that specialize in certain things to keep us a no-kill zone.
Oh, absolutely. We have a local golden retriever rescue that just rescues golden retrievers, and actually mixed golden retrievers. I also, prior to Shadows Fund, I rescued Labrador retrievers and retrieving breeds.
Okay.
During the Great Recession, I would guess you would call that. A lot of homeless dogs at that time. People were losing their homes, and so there's lots of people. What's the big thing for Ventura County Animal Services is the general public is not afraid to go there anymore because it was a sad place.
Right. It's not anymore, is it?
It's not. No, it's the happiest place on earth.
Right.
And I worked hard along with hundreds of other people to get there, and we were very vigilant about it. And it used to be a pretty sad place to go.
Okay. Before we get too many more questions going, I do want, you guys definitely need more volunteers.
Yes.
And you definitely need funds. I know
do.
these things aren't free, all the things you do. I mean,
Right.
You're looking for the ones that are going to need dollars to start with. How do people get a hold of you, and how do they donate, or do you have a website they can go to? Or?
We do. Excuse me. We have, our website is shadowsfund.org, and I oversee a lot of the Ventura County interactions with rescuing dogs and getting their vet care and into homes. And I can be reached at Rita Tyler at roadrunner.com.
Okay, that's great.
And we need, what we do need mostly are for our special needs dogs like Yahtzee. We do pay for all of their vet care. And we need sometimes a place for the dog to live, a warm bed, a roof over their head, and a loving person.
Right. There's not much better. You
Yeah.
know, this is kind of a personal thing, but I certainly believe there's a reason that dog is God spelled backwards.
That's right.
You know, I mean, there's that undying love or unconditional love
yeah.
that people are after. Okay, so where are you going from here? Are you guys expanding? You have 106 acres. Are you full?
We're
quite often?
always full. That's why we need the foster homes. We have several programs. The sanctuary was developed for the old and the sick and the unadoptable.
And the ones that can't go back
that
out.
cannot go into the homes.
And how many can that hold?
Right now, I believe there are 50 dogs at the sanctuary.
And
Yeah.
what percentage, as you get dogs, what percentage end up sanctuary as opposed to which ones you can rehabilitate and
That's
move
a good
back up?
question. I am not 100% sure, but I will tell you that since 2009, we have rescued and rehomed over 500 dogs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And so that would, if over 500, that gives you 550 that you couldn't rehome.
Yeah,
So
about
that's an
50.
awful lot of dogs
Yeah.
that are getting love that they wouldn't have
yeah.
been able to get before.
Yeah. What we are the most excited about and our most successful program is our Take Me Home project. And so I'm very excited about that. What we have found is there is overcrowding in all the shelters. At any given point, you can go into Ventura County Animal Services and there will be 250 mixed breed dogs. So what we have found, and it started out very slow and methodical, is we have started a program, the Take Me Home project, and what that involves is we do a screening process, we do an application process, home checks, and we match the dogs that are here in California that are out of options into these great loving homes throughout the Pacific Northwest. And we are, the volunteers ourselves are driving them up there, and I will tell you that is a task. And it has just been amazing. I have to pinch myself because retrieving breeds, yes, they come in naughty to the shelters, but people love their labs, Labradors, and they are open to a naughty lab. Not so much with a black, Staffordshire Terrier or a pit bull type dog or a senior, frankly. And this program, the pool of adopters, they actually are open to the breed and love the breed. And it has been amazingly successful. So much so that we have more homes up there than we do for dogs because of the volunteers
Wow,
here.
that is so
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
It's very exciting.
How often do you get a dog that, whether it's a hospice situation or whether it's a take me home situation, how often do you get a dog that doesn't make it with the family? And what do you do with those?
Well, you know, Shadows Fund locally, we have to have 5 successful play dates prior to the adoption, and that pretty much is
That's going to determine it right there. So,
but up north, we have had very few. In Ventura County, we have driven 2 dogs back. So we've driven 1 to Bend, Oregon, and 1 all the way up to Washington, and have driven 2 dogs back. It just wasn't the right fit.
Right.
You can do your best and think it's going to be good, and then once you get there and you see the interaction between the dog and the potential adopter, you realize that it's not a good fit. But I think we do a pretty good job. So I know just since the inception of Take Me Home Project, we have, I believe it's 60 dogs, and I know in Ventura County we've done 25, and we've only brought 2 back.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty successful.
With all the programs that you have, and I'm not talking the other nonprofits, strictly yours, because I know if you talk Ventura County Animal Shelter and all the other ones, it's thousands and thousands,
Yeah.
but with just your particular project, Shadows Fund, how many people do you think you need as volunteers, counting your home people and everything else?
You know, it is estimated that 1 dog will have 15 to 20 people handling that dog prior to it going home, whether that's, transporting it to the vet, picking it up from the shelter, helping out the foster home with this or that, and then of course driving the dogs to the Pacific Northwest. It is estimated about 15 to 20 people handle that dog. So it does take a large group.
Wow, it's got to be hundreds.
Yes, we have
over the course of the years and everything else.
Yes, hundreds, and we can always use volunteers for sure. It's the big one.
Okay, now, and where do most of your dogs come from? Ventura County Animal Shelters?
It is a collaboration of Ventura County Animal Services and Santa Barbara County Shelter Systems. And then occasionally when we know an adoptable dog is going to be put to death, we will bring them in from outside of the counties. We have brought some dogs in from Yolo County, out in the desert, and you can just tell, you can just see it in their eyes,
Right.
that they're wonderful adoptable dogs.
All right, we are just about out of time.
Okay.
Is there anything you want the audience to know? I mean, I do want you to, once again, give the website,
Yep.
your personal stuff, and the nonprofit, and then anything else you think the audience should know.
You know, we do have a wish item, if I may say.
Yes, you sure can.
Okay. We really need a cargo van or an RV so that we are averaging probably about $300 to $400 per dog. Just in transport fees, because the volunteers actually take the dogs up. So we don't want to do just any old transport. So we take them up, take them to their homes. So we are renting a cargo van each and every time. The RV would allow us to not do hotel rooms and actually be able to cook, as opposed to restaurants and so forth.
Right.
So that is our wish.
All right, why don't you give us those websites again, and maybe somebody will come through with one.
Okay. Shadowsfund.org. or Rita Tyler at OurVentura.com.
Thank you very much, Rita.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Bob Taylor. I've been your host for this segment of Our Ventura TV. I've been here today with my guest, Rita Tyler from Shadows Fund. Until next time, thank you very much.